AI for insect monitoring, why tiny bugs matter for global ecosystems. What if I told you that the fate of the planet might rest on the shoulders of creatures so small you could fit dozens of them on your fingertip? And that the secret weapon to saving them is a computer smarter than your average teenager. Sounds like the plot of a bizarre Netflix series, right? But it's not. It's real life in 2025. And our unlikely superheroes are insects, those tiny, buzzing, crawling, flapping workers that keep our world spinning, and artificial intelligence is stepping in as their high-tech sidekick. Let's be honest, most of us don't wake up thinking about bugs unless one is in our cereal. We sweat, spray, and shoo them away. Yet, without them, Earth's to-do list would grind to a halt. Bees pollinate about 85% of flowering plants. Beetles and flies recycle nutrients by breaking down dead matter. Moths feed birds, bats, and small mammals. Without these creatures, our dinner plates would be emptier, our forests sicker, our air less breathable. But here's the twist: they're vanishing. In Germany, long-term research has shown insect biomass down by over 76% in just a few decades. In Puerto Rico's tropical forests, scientists have documented similar collapses. And if you're thinking, well, I don't live in Germany or Puerto Rico, bad news: declines are being recorded almost everywhere we look. That's the doom part. Now for the Marvel movie-level hope. Artificial intelligence, yes, the same tech people are using to make talking cat videos, is now a frontline defender for bugs. We've finally built tools that can notice the subtle signals of change in insect populations, often before disaster strikes. Imagine the University of Exeter's VespAI system, which costs less than £100, sitting in a beekeeper's yard, scanning for invasive Asian hornets. The moment one shows up, it sends an alert so fast the bees practically have time to lock the hive door. This is happening right now in the UK, and it's saving colonies before they're decimated. Or picture the Petal Camera, an adorable flower-shaped AI gadget launched at CES 2025 by the folks who made the Bird Buddy bird feeder. It's like Instagram for pollinators. It attracts bugs, photographs them, identifies them in real time, and beams the images straight to your phone. Not only is it a scientific tool, it's also making insects the influencers they've always deserved to be. One shot of a glittering green beetle, and your followers might just put down their frappuccino and think, wow, that's beautiful. In the blistering heat of the Middle East, AI is working overtime with Spotta sensors, tiny devices that combine pheromones and machine learning to lure and identify pests months before they become an infestation. In Qatar and the UAE, this tech is giving farmers up to 3 months warning. That means fewer pesticides, lower costs, and less harm to beneficial insects. Meanwhile, in Andhra Pradesh, India, the government is deploying a system called SMOSS to track mosquito populations across 66 locations. These drones and sensors don't just count mosquitoes. They identify their gender, density, and even environmental factors, allowing health officials to stop diseases like dengue before they spread. Singapore is taking it to another level with a dragonfly-shaped drone equipped with the YOLO V4 object detection algorithm. This mechanical predator maps mosquito populations with over 80% accuracy. You can almost hear it saying, "Mosquitoes, your days are numbered." Across research labs, camera traps are now running ultralight convolutional neural networks, detecting insects with near-zero latency and sipping power so efficiently they can work in remote jungles for months. And let's not forget the nerdy but jaw-dropping work at the Diamond Light Source Synchrotron in the UK. Scientists are using X-ray beams and an AI system named Sprout to scan millions of preserved insect specimens, revealing details invisible to the human eye and uncovering species we never even knew existed. Imagine the Indiana Jones of entomology, but instead of a whip, they have particle physics. All of this is extraordinary technology, but facts alone don't move people. If you want to inspire action, you have to tell these stories in a way that makes your audience feel something. You don't start with insect biomass decline. You start with the sight of a single bumblebee clinging to a lavender bloom, its tiny body dusted with pollen like a baker after a long day. You zoom in, make them fall in love with that bee, then gently reveal that bees like her are becoming rarer. Once they care, the data lands like truth, not homework. Humor helps too. When I tell people about AI mosquito drones, I joke that it's like sending tiny robot cops to patrol the night, except they never get tired, never need donuts, and never pull anyone over for speeding. Or I compare camera traps to insect paparazzi, ready to snap a moth mid-flight without needing to shout, "Say cheese!" These moments make your audience smile, and smiling opens them up to hearing more. The deeper magic of storytelling comes from weaving hope into the hard truths. Yes, insect populations are in crisis. Yes, climate change, habitat loss, and pesticides are huge challenges. But here's the hopeful twist. We have the tools to make a difference, and they're getting better every month. VespAI, a Europe-wide network launched in 2025, is training scientists to scale AI monitoring to national levels. Open-source moth tracking systems are being used on 3 continents. Farmers are cutting pesticide use because AI warned them early. Diseases are being stopped before they spread. The story here isn't just loss. It's resilience, ingenuity, and partnership between humans and nature. I like to think of AI as the listening skin of the earth. It's stretched across gardens, forests, farms, and wetlands, quietly sensing changes we would never notice. It hears the hum of wings, sees the flicker of motion, feels the shifts in temperature and humidity. It doesn't get bored. It doesn't blink. And because of that, it can be the early warning system our planet so desperately needs. But here's the plot twist. The tech is only half the story. The other half is us. You, me, the people who decide whether these insights lead to real change or just sit in a database somewhere. We're the bridge between the AI and the action. And if you're a storyteller, your role is even bigger. Rethink how they treat their own backyard. So here's your challenge. Pick one of these AI breakthroughs and make it your own. Maybe you'll write a blog post about the Petal Camera and how it turned your balcony into a micro-wildlife reserve. Maybe you'll make a short video imagining what a dragonfly drone sees as it hunts mosquitoes over a rice field. Maybe you'll simply tell a child about VespAI and how it's protecting bees. Every story told is another thread in a safety net for the natural world. Think about it, technology has given us the power to watch over creatures too small to watch themselves. That's a responsibility and a gift. And if we do it right, maybe one day our grandchildren will step outside on a summer evening and hear what we hear less and less now. The thick, joyful buzz of life in motion. We began with a question, a sense of curiosity, maybe even a laugh. We've walked through the wonders of what AI can do in 2025. From bee guardians to mosquito hunters to insect paparazzi. We've seen how this technology is not replacing the natural world but standing alongside it, helping it fight back. And we've remembered that every great story, whether it's about people or bugs, is ultimately about connection. So remember this, the smallest beings often carry the biggest truths. If you really listen to the whisper of wings, you might hear the story of the world itself. Tell that story. Tell it with humor, with heart, with hope. Because somewhere out there, a bee is flying home, a moth is seeking the moon, and an AI camera is watching not to replace wonder, but to make sure it's still here tomorrow. And that's the buzz, literally. If you loved this journey into the secret lives of insects and their AI sidekicks, give this video a thumbs up so the algorithm knows we're pollinating good ideas here. Hit that subscribe button and join our hive for more stories that prove saving the planet can be as small as a beetle and as smart as a supercomputer. Now go outside, find a bug, and tell it you're on its side.